Below the halo top at Angel Stadium is a Baseball Hall of Famer in waiting. While Albert Pujols' hitting milestones ascend, so does his conviction to go to bat for those trafficked and enslaved. Albert and his wife Dee Dee are founding ambassadors to strike out slavery, with pre- and post-game events, informing those unaware of the plight and reassuring those who are affected by it.
Baseball is our platform. It's 162 games a year, packing millions of people in 30 stadiums across our country. That is an enormous platform. Being able to bring strikeout slavery into these ballparks brings local organizations and national organizations into these cities to allow fans to interact with getting involved.
Albert and Dee Dee are willing to use their voices to do an event like this is so encouraging and empowering to all of us who are survivors.
It's an issue that people don't want to look at. They want to keep it at a distance. What makes it personal for you?
It can happen to any of our kids, so I know people don't want to deal with it, but that is the problem, that, you know, there is issues and we need to deal with it. I have 5 kids myself, you know, so I need to educate my kids, you know, as a leader of my house to make sure I raise them the right way. And a lot of people think that it's just happening out in another country. It happens in our backyard.
Major League Baseball, Dee Dee, is a big, big business. Easy or difficult getting their support for events like this?
Gradual. I realized that they didn't know much about it. Organ trafficking, labor trafficking, sex trafficking, there's like 27 different types of trafficking. Nobody likes any of it. So we came back here to the Angels, we brought all those organizations, and we just asked for permission to be able to do this event. We're giving you an experience to learn about human trafficking, help educate the community, but do it in a very tasteful, palatable way, but in a powerful way.
How do we size up that opponent of trafficking?
The issue, not just domestically, but globally, is so enormous and very hidden. So it's almost impossible to actually get the full scope of this atrocity. We're in a place with what we know to position ourselves to fight back through prevention and education. Whether there's 45 million or 27 million people caught in this, if one person's caught in it, everyone has work to do.
Baseball players can quickly be reduced to a statistic in a uniform, a commodity of sorts. Victims of trafficking can also become these faceless numbers. Tell me about the value of people.
I know that it's not about me. It's about more than baseball. It's about reaching to others and making the impact in the community. It's great to be able to accomplish what I have accomplished in the game, but I don't want people to remember me as one of the best baseball players. I want people to remember as one of the person that walk and fear the Lord, and I want to be able, you know, to help pour into others that love that He gives me every day.
So Dee Dee, with the messaging, what is the one thing that they rally to most?
People are pumped that they get to have this experience here and that they have professional athletes getting behind the cause and standing with all of the organizations and the survivor advocates and with the community about serious things. This is something that can be stopped. This is something that can be helped. It's going to take educating the masses to put an end to this.
There are more people enslaved today than any other time in human history.
What message does this audience need to hear?
That trafficking and exploitation exists, and it exists right here. Like, hit people with the truth because it's going to break chains. We can't fix what we don't face, and we can't face what we don't see. There's nothing like being free.
What are you finding that players are rising to in this challenge that want to participate?
Players getting educated like myself, you know, because there's a lot of players around the league that don't even know anything about it. And I think that's the message that we want to send. You know, we want to be able to educate the players, but we also want to be able to educate the fans, you know.
But what about the core of the constant issue? Unless that's broken, it's just going to keep cycling.
We live in a fallen world. You're talking about an issue in the area of perversion. And I truly believe that the devil lives and owns that space. A really big underbelly, a deep, deep root, the demand. When you have a nation that has exposure to the level of pornography that we do, this is a much bigger conversation. We really are just treating symptoms.
Shedding light on this issue, deliverance, restoration. Those terms look different to you now?
I know there was a day when I was lost because I didn't know who I was, and I lived extremely reckless. But when I found my identity in Christ, the whole narrative changed. So I feel like it's our job that every person I walk in front of who has an eternal existence, to give them what I know.
Albert, you already have secured a historic Hall of Fame career. How would you advise others as to how a legend should live their life?
To be a leader, you don't have to have big numbers. You don't have to be the best player. You just need to be able to use the talent that God has given you and to be vocal and be open to talk and to get involved. What I have learned over my 19, 20 years of working with Christ is to be able to use the opportunity that He has given you to impact others for the kingdom of the glory of God.